Good morning, guys. My name's Adi, for those of you who don't know me. And this is my soul commute. I know a lot of people have been asking me about what's the deal with Adi's soul commute. Well, today's the deal. November 14th, World Diabetes Day. That's the deal. That's the deal that changed my life forever. My life and that of my family. The soul commute is basically little old me in Miami commuting to and from work for about 2 hours and just thinking of life and the world. But today we are thinking about all those families battling type 1 diabetes on World Diabetes Day. And of course, as you know, we're celebrating my little boy's 6th birthday. Yes, the irony. My 6-year-old celebrates his birthday on World Diabetes Day. Sir Frederick Banting in the 1920s, was the one who invented insulin and sold it to the university in Canada for $1, if I'm not mistaken. And so today he celebrates his birthday, and that's why we celebrate World Diabetes Day. We thank Dr. Frederick Banting for life, literally for life. I thank him. So if you're listening, Dr. Banting, wherever you may be in this world or the next, of course in the next, thank you. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown on my story, my son was diagnosed at 11 months old on October 26, 2014, a few days before his first birthday. We had gone over 3 weeks misdiagnosed. We were in and out of the ER, in and out of urgent care, in and out of the pediatrician's office. They kept telling me he was suffering from an upper respiratory infection. The day of his diagnosis, we went into the hospital on the evening of October 25th, where they thought he was having an asthma attack because he was having shortness of breath. He actually had the shortness of breath. He had the sweet scent in his breath. He was peeing an obscene amount of times. He was still in diapers, and I was literally changing his diapers that looked like footballs every 15-20 minutes. He was drinking 8-ounce bottles of water every 10 minutes. So there was the increased thirst, the constant urinating, the sweetness of breath, the shortness of breath, the glossy eyes. Yet I had no idea what the heck was going on with my boy. And nobody in the hospital or in the medical field knew what was happening with my boy, because I don't feel that they are trained sufficiently to detect this. So after a few hours of being in the ER, the doctor came in. My son was at a point of collapsing. He was minutes from a coma, and they were trying to take out blood from his little fingers. His veins had collapsed. So they pricked his finger, and I remember a nurse just sitting there squeezing the heck out of his finger until finally she got a few drops. And I would say probably like half an hour later, the doctor came in, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Mom, your son has type 1 diabetes. I'm going to let that sink in as I, clear a room for him in ICU." Let that sink in. I don't know what the name of the doctor is, and I'm sure I can find out, but I just don't want to, because for just personal reasons. But Doc, wherever you're at, it still hasn't sunk in. Just, might want to work on those bedside manners. Anyways, my son was in DKA, in diabetic ketoacidosis, where basically the blood is acidic and it completely changes the pH balance of the blood. And he was seconds from entering a coma with blood sugar levels over 600. Normal blood sugar levels are between 80 and 150. He was over 600. Yeah, that's scary. It's especially scary when you have no idea what this all means. Because, just like many of you, I had no idea what diabetes was. I thought it was something that happened to old people. And nobody in my family had type 1 diabetes. Nobody in my husband's family. There was just no reason for us to there's just no words. We could not even explain how we were in that situation or how we even got there. But we were where we were supposed to be, because we all have to deal with our own lives, our own burdens, and these were the cards that we were dealt with. Now, today, my son is a healthy boy. He is strong. He goes to school. He eats everything he wants. He whines, he cries, he plays, he laughs. It sounds pretty typical for any 6-year-old kid, in my opinion. Today, he celebrated his birthday with a donut. Yes, he ate a donut. And he eats cupcakes. And he eats carbs. And guess what? Carbs actually saves his life, because when his sugar drops, he needs carbs to raise his sugar levels. So, yeah, I know a lot of people out there love the diabetic jokes. They think they're extremely funny. However, I just don't think it's funny when I have to inject my son 6 times a day just to have a cupcake or cereal or a piece of toast. Yeah, I don't know how that's funny. But whatever, to each his own. Everybody, I guess, has a different type of humor, I guess. I don't even know. So yes, I did want to share a little bit of my story. As you see, I'm wearing blue, representing my boy and all the type 1 diabetes community. We do spread awareness in November. I like to kind of do that throughout the year. I do have my little blog on Facebook. It is really little. My T1D baby. You'll see a lot of experiences that I've gone through with my boy that I like to share, because at the end of the day, I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. Yes, diabetes sucks. It sucks. There's no break. It's exhausting. It's every minute of the day. I work days, my husband works nights. My husband is ultimately, watching my son throughout the day through Dexcom. Thank you, Dexcom. We get to have my boy in school with his nurses. Thank you, Miami-Dade County. And of course, I have to send out a shout out to Mrs. Katz and Jeanette Gonzalez, because thanks to them, my boy is in school and being a boy. And that's amazing. He has a nurse who absolutely loves and adores him, and we absolutely love and adore her too. And through the Dexcom, we get to see his blood sugar levels through his phone, which I know can be a little annoying in classroom because, because of the alerts. But thankfully there has not been any major issues, and we have a great support team. We have an amazing support team. My daughter also is the little whiz behind the care for her little brother. So it does truly take a village. And I do want to send out a heartfelt shout out to all the parents that have a child who's been recently diagnosed. It's terrible. It's life-changing, but I always say you need to grieve. Cry it out, pout, throw yourself on the floor, go to therapy, talk about it, contact me. I know a lot of people, the hardest part of getting a diagnosis is that's all you talk about, and not everybody cares. And it's not that I mean that nobody cares, because yes, people do care. It's just that it's a conversation that not a lot of people understand. Wow, what great background, right? It makes it a little more dramatic. Sorry, I'm commuting to work. But yeah, look, there's hope everything is okay there. The sucky part about it is that when you're recently diagnosed, I was actually telling my husband this yesterday. When you're recently diagnosed, you need to speak to people who are going through the same issue, because nobody's going to understand that you need to inject your son. Nobody's going to understand the carb counting. Nobody's going to understand. You'll literally have this kind of look like, wow, I'm so sorry. That sucks. So call me, DM me, reach out to me. I am more than happy to walk. And I know a tribe full of mamas out there, and you know who you are, who are willing and able to help you too. You don't need to go at this alone. And believe it or not, I'm thankful to Type 1 for that, for giving me the ability to help other people. Just like I'm right here, possibly making a fool out of myself, because as you know, this video is not glamorous at all. But I thank Type 1 diabetes for giving me the ability to help people who are in the same situation and help their situation be a little better. So with that being said, I want to thank every single one of you who has tagged me, who has wished my boy a happy birthday, who's wearing blue today. Continue tagging me, continue with the posts. I am getting to work, and it's a nasty rainy day here in Miami. So I wish you all lots of love, lots of light, and above everything, lots of health. Thank you. Bye.